Lama kunchu san la xiang sa lo, Orgyen sem chen tam che je je shen je la pan zet to so. So san du nga chen da che chin chen, nyar son me pon she wa je la so. Sem chen tam nyar do don chen na, tam ba nam jin ne tsar do so. In the Yorsheda book, there is one quotation. It says, John Shure, Jean, he said that their variety of appearances as objects are asserted to be mind by the true aspect and to be supreme position by the fourth aspect. And this is the classification of the based Chitta class. And this is yesterday we studied. And if we are quoting the first class, assert to be mind by the true aspect. And in that perspective, of course, in the another quotation it says, all the phenomena are the depends the conditions. Good or bad is the condition. But entirely depends good or bad mind. And therefore, in the minds, and the most is the truth. Most of the mind is the root of those varieties of the appearances, as we call the object. And in this perspective, we need to take care about the mind. And also, there's another quotations. It says, the mind is the root of all the good and bad. If mind is good, everything is to be good. The mind is bad, everything is be bad. There's the example, say the root of the tree, it is poison, then the branch, leaf, flower, everything is poison. If the root of the trees is medicinal, then branch, leaf, flower, whatever coming out, it's medicinal. Therefore, and also Buddha, he said the root of the samsara and nirvana, that is the mind. And beside the mind, there's almost nothing we can to say is existence. And mind is appear, then there is everything. And it's a seemingly, it is the truth. Chitta class, which is they are ascertained to be the mind, and this truth. And that research, of course, only the mind accepted, nothing else. And if we can to follow that, of course, this is the Mahayana great researcher. And it's the mind is the really, really important in the really truthfully. If there's no mind, maybe who can to say the samsara and nirvana? Who can to make the distinctions between this is samsara and nirvana? When we look the external object, for example, some of our perspective may be lovable, or volcanoes, like the fire, liquid. For our perspective, hot, horrible, impossible to touch even, difficult to be near. But some, they said, is living, they are sitting there, they are kind of survive this inside. And also it's like someone's living in the very, very cold even the eyes. And someone is living very, very hot, same as I said. And also the objects, external objects are there. One object, perceivers, perceived, so many different perspectives, many different way. There is no determinant, no definitions. And of course, in the relative, in our modern perspective, yeah, look, there is a fire, it's a burning. This is like a heat nature of the fire. That is the definition of the fire. That is the relative definitions. Of course, when we are in the Buddha's teachings, establish the relative things, there is a three valid cognitions according the cause, effect, and the natures. There is inevitable kind of the relative realities. But if you go to more close, more deeply, it is the object of the appearances are never like kind of the truly or something definitive. And then it is the mind. The mind inside, why we need to searching. Why we are caring the mind. Why? Because mind can receive true feeling. For example, mind has like kind of the kind of feeling, sensation, or like a kind of the experience, something happy and sorrows. When we are very much close to the mind, and mind is the like materia or not materials. And then it's like mind is how it is the received, this feeling. For example, we can to say it's like to put the needle on the end of something in our body. And immediately mind received, mind's expression through the mouth says, ouch. And also it's like too much, we say torch, crying, I'm in pain. But it's really it is the mind. Of course, there's many researchers, brain or heart, physical heart, and it's very much like kind of mysterious. But in our body, there is one sentient beings, one beings. That is, we say, I or you, it's mine, or it is like kind of the holding itself, says, I have feeling of the happiness. Okay, you have feeling of the happiness. And how you receive this feeling of the happiness. Oh, yeah, it's like kind of there is some expression aspect. Then it's make me happy. Okay, which kind of? Kindness, gentle, delicious, like kind of soft and not turmoil things. And these things is this mind received, mind says happy. And okay, you received the happy. And then when you are like kind of the pain, received house. And that means it's like looks like you are crying, you say pain, uncomfortable, something feeling. How you received? Oh yes, someone's give me nice word, bitter, unkindness, and it's doing some, it's like unpleasant things, no delicious, like kind of like all the opposite of the good things, bad things is making me uncomfortable. Then it's like you already the mind used, and which is the good combination to the mind that we say is good. But this is also relative. Good, of course. For example, mind sometimes is like to say eat shit, and mind say, very happy, It's just delicious. Mind cannot accept that. Of course, it's shit, it's shit. And sorry to say this is kind of but it's a really reality. For example, sometimes we say, I make joke, it's like some in the countries has very strong cheese. Okay, I want to say is, take example, durian, one fruit, some Malaysia, some is the hot areas. It's awful smell. And you eat, it's if you begin, it's not delicious like but someone said delicious, it's healthy, mind accepted. Then it's your smell is coming, nice, wow, delicious. It that is mind accepted, then mind is happy. Mind is. Therefore, the object is good, bad, we don't know, depends the mind. Mind cannot accept even that you give someone Belgium chocolate and they say, what it is. Maybe the mind cannot accept. Even you a most delicious Belgium chocolate present, maybe they say, no, that delicious. And like this, the mind is. Then is I say is like, what is the really the make mind is happy. But of course, in the is a make mistake. Oh, mind is perceived the feeling happiness. Then I want to do that. And that is also very risky, dangerous, because it's like a mind should to be very sharp, intelligent, to pick up the really is the benefit for the mind itself. We can tell to the mind, look, you are the taking care of the object of the appearances. Why you are taking care? Because of the benefit to you. You say some appearances to make happy to you, some appearances to make uncomfortable suffering that. Then you should to be intelligent. Why? Mind say why? Because sometimes poison hurting you, these things we call the fake, deceptive, cheaters. This one is looks like a very nice, attractive color, and also it's like maybe smells is nice. When you eat, very nice taste. Then you say that is very good for mind, not after you damage and like problems the body. If for mind's perspective is the body is the most important. Why? Like you received this like objects kind of the to mind is through the body faculties, and this sense really is the subtle faculties, of course, on the mind, but the raw more between this connector and object and your subject mind, it's the body. Body damaged, body collapsed, then it's mind how much suffering. And also maybe it's like some the object, any kind of tasks. If mind is become stupid, maybe currently or the moment happy, like kind of drug addict killers, and like says yes happy, but longer terms return mind is like problems. Therefore, in the Buddhist perspective, Buddha's research, that very much to taking care in the relative perspective, what is correct, what is incorrect. Maybe something in the relatively is like kind of unpleasant, difficult to do it. A lot of you need to go under the hardship, and there is many things it's like difficult to do this task, but maybe longer term is more you receive the happiness. It's like kind of the you build a house, maybe you have financially you have enough, builder is good, and also then you need to build your house. But you think you look at the map of the architectures, and your plan is so nice, wonderful, but it is wonderful, but not yet. You're not yet experienced. You're not inside. Then there is a period you need to build. You need to put effort. And maybe it's take monthly, it's take yearly, maybe it's many years. And then we need to practice patience, spend things, a lot of time like this. Then finally, luckily, maybe you finish it, maybe everything, then you can to enjoy it. Wow, look, our house. Oh, wonderful. Then it's maybe this is relative perspective, you can to while enjoy it. And like this, maybe if you are kind of some make joke, this beat some nice house, maybe something is like you want to destroy it. Maybe you destroyed happy, I want to destroy it. Okay, you want to destroy. Maybe just 1 second, 2 second, you can to destroy. Wow. Then after you like kind of no house, need to clean up and dust and lot of like this. I make the joke. This is just a stupid example, but like this, it's a that mind be clever, mind be very much capable, and therefore, according to the Chitamata class, Mahayanas, in the Mahayanas like a Sutayanas, Mahayanas perspective, and there is the first class of the Chitamata class is a wonderful researcher. They only like kind of the like say the mind. Of course, also in the there's a second more is like kind of the says also even the mind is the like kind of it's thoughts. The supreme position means it's like kind of the exaggerism. If object of the appearances is not truly existence, how it is the mind also the truly existence. Everything is like kind of the supreme positions, like exaggeration, and like this. And there is the subtle, the mind of the illumination. That is the not kind of the, but this is the mind, very special. There is such, and according that. Also, we need the beginning, our lessons, very important to generate bodhicitta. With bodhicitta, of course, there's bodhicitta or good attitude. We have true attitude, Mahayana's vast attitude, and vast attitude, but more skillful attitude, the Mantrayana's attitude. And according to this, our like the takes and very important to have Mantrayana's attitude to practice pure perceptions. And then it's we are in the chapter 5th and talking about the benefit liberation, and also the ours researching liberation is on the mind. Mind should be liberated from the uncomfortable and sufferings. And then is the mind is be free from the sufferings. And then that is we call the benefit, and good to everybody, and particularly whoever coming out from the obscuration of the disturbing emotions, or it's like released from the disturbing emotions, and such a peace, cool and free. It's like kind of from the like free dangerous pathway of the samsara sufferings. That is like kind of now we are very much enjoy. We have that is the like opportunity like this. Therefore, we now is the take up the Mahayana's path. And Mahayana's path, then it's like a, of course, Mahayana's path, there is like a longer way, longer path to reach to the liberation, and short way to reach the liberation, swift pathway to reach the liberation path. But however, based Mahayana's path, and there is, we call the all the practice, the 10 positive actions, the 4 boundless qualities, the 6 transcendent perfections. And also it's like yesterday we talking about the Mahayanas. In the Suttas perspective, Mahayanas, and we established the view and meditation and the result something. Then is the Mahayanas, these 2 classes, Chittamita class and Madhyamikas class. And if we like more concerning the and the causal tent, according the causal tent vehicles, the highest realizer of the Mahayanas, that is we call the middle way. In the 9 vehicles, they say middle ways. The middle ways, this name is the meaning of the Madhyamika. Madhyamika, it is like there is a kind of the argumentation. Madhyamika teachings is really existence during the Buddha's alive. Yes, because it's like at the beginning almost there's one word Buddha's from his mouth, and he is the last moment. He's completely like kind of exhausted by the ascetic practice, and his bodies become skin, and it's like 6 like years almost every day, 1 drop of the water and 1 like kind of the single barleys. And then it's like finally like a kind of this exhaustion. Then it's like a village lady says, she's sending kind of the message. This is the Siddhartha. He's going to the enlightenment, like kind of the freedom. And just like kind of freedom in that time is not kind of called the Buddha, no name of the Buddha. And then is this way is like a kind of a very strange way. It's like to very strong ascetic way, hungry, thirsty, cold, and looks like almost dying. That is the liberation. Maybe it's too much. And then it's like, of course, there is like a to sit like in the middle of the entertainment pleasures. That is maybe too much. Then it's like Buddha's heard like this. This is kind of the big sign for, and according that, then he has inside his mind this kind of message. And then is he start a little bit eat rice and milk, and he's budding. And then is his friends came to him. Generally, is a very diligent. Siddhartha's very diligent, very good practitioners. And then they looked at, now I think he cannot become like a liberation because he's eating and he's bathing. And then it's like they say, Siddhartha, now we not much learn from you. We are going to our way. You give up your ascetic practice. And then Buddha says, no, my friend, to come, let's eat together. The liberation is not kind of the truth, any extremes. Liberation is the middle ways. That this world is the middle way. And of course, then they left. He's like a kind of the classmate of the meditations. And then is like his own, and then is like he again to sit on the tree. And again, I think something 6 months or something. And then he's a fully entertainment, the enlightenment. And then it's like he talk first a little bit about his realization through this village children. This giver of the food lady, she has 1 brother, another sisters. They're very much interest. And then finally they call the Buddha. And we can call you the Buddha. Then yes, then start that times. But that times the word is the name of the middle way. And like this, then it's like a middle way is not a feeling, like a kind of middle way is completely free from the dualistic. And like a kind of we call the non-conceptual. Non-conceptual means it's like there's no concept about the realities, and therefore it's the middle way, not falling like to be the size of samsara, nirvana, existent, not existent, good, bad, positive, negative. Just like kind of the middle way means it is like the middle way, the Mahayana's research, the true nature of the realities is like this. If you meditate on this way, this point, this meaning of the true nature of the realities, and then you can to realize it. If you think true nature of the realities is a positive or negative, or like a subtle particle, or it's like a true nature of reality, undestructible of the like illumination or illuminate, it's a kind of then your concept there's. If you have a concept, it is not absolute realities. And therefore, it's you beginning your meditation, or that the view is you need to in the middle way. And in the middle way is like also is mind has become more hope free from the hope fear, I don't know. And it's like easily more calm to approach the realities. Maybe we come to say it's the middle ways. This is very strange. If I'm in meditation, during the meditations, I'm not constantly positive, I'm not constantly negative, I haven't got any hope, I haven't got any fear, I'm not falling in the samsaric aspect, I'm not falling into the nirvanas, and I'm like kind of nothing holding. Even if you are kind of not concerned in nothing, and at that moment, then it's like your mind is untalkable. Then it's like you just be silent. It's like you cannot give answer, cannot give kind of to say what you want to say. You want to say it, you can't. Maybe you express it, but you cannot. Maybe you want to describe what you want to describe. Maybe I'm joking. If you say you take the Italy coffee, normal Italy coffee, delicious. Italy coffee, you put Irish whiskey, Thai chili, maybe Tibetan samba, and you can do Belgium chocolate, and then it's a little bit cacao. Then you can mix it and turn to mix it everything. So then you drink. Can you describe this taste? You can to say the taste of the alcohol? No. Coffee? No. Samba? No. And kind of huge mix of this. Then we can to say no taste. Yes, of course there is a taste, but it's like how you can to describe. That means like kind of examples. Example, if you can to say 100%, there's no existence. Something is cannot describe, cannot express. And there is exist. And also there's space. We have the name of the space. You can call the space sky. But how you can to describe? What is the shape of the space? Color, dimension. Space is yellow, is not. Green, no. What? No. Space is atom, no. What? This space is space. And there is something is like untalkable. That is the like also materia. It is like kind of relative. It's the nature of the realities more than that. Generally, we can to say is to think. Okay, to look at our minds. We have positive aspect mind, negative aspect mind. How you can to describe your mind? Our mind is positive? No, it's a liar. It's positive, not negative. There's. If your mind is negative, no, there's positive. When is the negative occurring? Looks like there's no positive. Looks like mind is the negative. When suddenly change, mind is become the positive, then his mind is looking like positive. Almost no there's negative. But there's very much alternately, chiefly, is all the time. But then how you can describe your mind? It's the principal mind. How? Its mind is not positive, not negative, not kind of the good or bad. Then what? It is like there's no fixations. That's right, no fixation, no conceptuals. Mind is like there is one Longchen says, nothing like kind of there's nothing substantially existence, but comes from that everything's universal. And then is like is untrackable that we are researching. This is like middle way. You have immediately you have like this beginning your views indestructibles. You have this view to develop more, and then dualistic things is impossible to destroy it, because you have the middle way thinking is like you accept this positive and negative. Both is your expression, the principal mind, not falling into the positive or negative. You don't need to cry and laughing, cry, laughing, cry. No need to like this. It's both is experience, maybe expressions, but principal mind is the connect to the middle way. And this making the beginning habitual for me in punting, very important. And also it's like to asserting, we can to say asserting how it is. Maybe someone says like you meditate in time, I need to support something. This is like characteristic, means it's like something I need to preserve something. Like many non-Buddhist people, they say Buddhist people preserved something into the mind. Then they are looking like looks like sheep, mahas, Sheep is become cold. The eyes not move, mouth doesn't move, sitting like this. But it's like a preserved. Preserved is the beginner, just methods. You preserved into your mind. Maybe later, maybe deity, maybe something is like kind of the something you object preserved, picture, tonka, statue, something. Then you focus on that. This is very, very basic methods, but really madhyamikas, where the like highest practitioner meditators, when they meditate like same as the middle ways, their mind there's nothing kind of preserved. Then you say it's nothing preserved. Your mind is like very much like a kind of unconscious, or like kind of the blank mind. No, there's your mind is like kind of the like penetrate, transparent lucidity. Therefore we call the like kind of the inner your faculties is nothing decrease. Everything is functional, normal, and the inner five faculties to receive all the five objects of the desirables correctly, never mixed. But sensual mind is nothing preserved and nothing falling into the dualistic kind of. That is the beginning. We need to tame our mind. This view, very important. Try to meditate on. Try. And there is one simple technique. They say you look at again and again your mind does, and then it's like something is you can't find, and rest on that without finding on that. But as most practitioners, they cannot be there, it's like no like this. Then immediately it's like there's the wave of the thoughts, the stone of the thoughts, or the like kind of the snowstorms, or big wind, tornadoes coming, the thoughts, past, future, taking away. And also it's like to meditate on the middle way is like kind of distracted. It's like kind of unbelievable and this situation. But good practitioners exercise again and again and again. And it's like kind of the very strange examples. When you begin to meditate that there's no happiness, there's no sufferings. There's a completely kind of go beyond, and even the yourself is like kind of the difficult to believe. Oh yes, this kind of to put a little bit effort, maybe some in the perspective, then it's like turmoil, is whatever is outside, maybe it's make noise, maybe it's like a bombing or something, so looks like kind of earth, cook, fire, wind. Your mind doesn't matter, whatever occurring, you don't care. And also inner is there's such movement, thoughts, positive, negative, but principal mind is just maintain. And this is like working the five faculties, object they're going on to, but mind is principal mind is maintained like this. That moment maybe is your shani, the samantha, and so the qualities like normal says like three qualities, like kind of the bliss. You sit there, wow, so happy, like plain sea, body plain sea, like a verb absolutely, the mental plain sea, I don't know, and then it's relaxed. But of course, in the vipassana say, and perspective, everything works, but your mind, and then certainly it's like kind of the inner intelligent things. Mind is like calm like this, and coming, you can to see the penetrate through the wall, through the rock, mountain, mile you can to see, mile you can to hear, and like this something, this kind of appearance coming. And then it's like certainly the mind is really principal mind, absence of the thoughts. Any kind of thoughts, of course, may be current, but it's not to making the problems to the central mind. And then it's like the very, very good sign. But if you have a touch, you are dualistic, you lost the middle view. And nothing kind of, not like kind of a little bit kind of careless. You just to focus or the like more maintained in the middle way. And then it's like slowly, then your fantastic views fantastic, your meditations fantastic. Maybe according that Mahayana's conduct, there is like kind of fantastic. Yesterday we talking about 6 paramitas. There's like principally, of course, 80 on exhaust Mahayana's paths automatically, and you doing, but you are not kind of dualistic to wait to doing like this. I want to just forget something. I need to stop there. Is sorry, like 10:15. Yes. Okay, can stop.